Welcome back, everybody. Today we are going to dive in and do a full, deep, in-depth review on the Lego Assembly Square. I don't want to keep you waiting. I don't want to cover this with too much muck, so we're just going to dive right on in. So let's go. Assembly Square, set 10255. It is a very difficult one to find, and it is a very difficult build. It is a Lego Creator Expert package. It comes with 9 minifigures. You can see 5 of them right here, including this little baby. I've never seen a baby minifigure like that, so that's pretty cool. I have a couple other minifigures littered throughout the set that we will show you. And my first initial thoughts on this is it is a very hard and difficult build for a number of reasons. One, the way the bags are numbered, and if you've seen my shorts or my previous videos, I kind of touch on this, but basically instead of having bags 1 through 25, they have bags 1 through 6, and each numbered set of bags, so for instance, bag number 1 comes with like 6 different bags. Bag number 4 comes with 7 different bags instead of breaking them down into very smaller groupings, which made this a very difficult build. Basically, I ended up pouring each set bag into here, and then I would filter through each piece that it was asking for. And this build, I didn't push it as hard as I normally do. I ended up spending about 3 weeks on this build because I really wanted to enjoy it. I really looked at this for a long amount of time. I've had it in my backlog for quite some time, and I really wanted to enjoy that. So I kind of spaced this one out, but the main reason that it took so long was because of the way the bags were numbered. So that's my first big thing about this set that was different compared to the others. And just a quick review overall on the overall build. You can see it's very detailed from the top all the way to the bottom. Lots and lots of cool building features. And this is one of the older modular buildings. It's not brand new like the Jazz Club or the Boutique Hotel. So you can see a lot of the way the progression has come along with building these modulars. But again, this was such a cool build. It's a great centerpiece to what I'm going to eventually have as my Lego City. But with that, we're going to go ahead and start ripping layer by layer off and going and taking a deep dive into this build. So as you can see, I've taken the left side of the building of Assembly Square off, as well as you have a second or third conjunction with this overall building. And on the bottom, we have this nice little coffee slash pie shop in here with some stairs in the background. Very cool, very detailed. And the overall base, as you can see, I've built this into a Mills plate, but initially I had started with it, building it just regularly, and then switched it to Mills. That was a mistake on my end, and I would not suggest doing that. I would suggest starting it from Mills and keeping it there because transferring it was very difficult. So we have this little coffee shop here. I really love this back here, this little walkway, this little path. If I turn it around, you can see you have this little walkway going through there. Very cool, very nice touch. Here in the little courtyard, you have this cool little water fountain that is the last piece of this build. And right behind that, you have a flower shop. So inside the flower shop, you can see it's pretty minimalistic, but very cool flooring details. I love these greens on the back, and I love the building of these two flowers on the front. Over to the right of that, you'll see through the flower shop, you can get to the bakery. You got a bunch of cakes for sale. You have cakes in the window, and you have a massive cake out front with the baker standing here. I loved the way that this all came together. The windows were very difficult to build, mainly because I've not seen that building technique before, so that was pretty cool to learn. But for the most part, the ground level, you have a coffee shop, you have a flower shop, and you have a bakery. So then if we break apart what goes over the coffee shop, you'll see we can add that. Once I've added the second level, you'll see on the inside, you kind of have a music room. So you have drums, you have a saxophone, you got guitars hanging on the wall. Very simple, very easy build portion for that. Lots of detail though. Lots of details though. I really loved putting these all across. I think it adds a whole bunch of textures to the overall look. The windows, not a huge fan of the windows because, you know, there's no plastic pieces here like there is on the bottom ones. On all the windows, you're missing a plastic protection piece. The side windows are completely open. Not a huge fan of that. Don't really understand the mentality behind that for the most part. I guess I kind of understand it because not all the plastic pieces come in those, but you know, I would really like to see the arched windows get some plastic. Then above that music room, we could add our third layer, which is a dance studio. And I really loved this. My daughter has gotten into dance. She really loves it. It comes with the ballerina. So we'll go ahead and put her up here. I really loved this mirror that they incorporated. Very cool touch. But for the most part, very basic, very open. Again, windows, not a huge fan. But then you have this door overlooking with a balcony. Thought that was a nice touch. And as you can see, the back, very bland, very basic. No real issues with that. Then the ceiling or the roof goes on for the final touch. And again, the details on this roof are immaculate. They're very beautiful, very detailed, very difficult to build, but overall really brings the building together. I love the skyline as well, looking down into the dance studio. And then you even have your roof access from the dance studio to get to the roof, to the top. So very cool. That's the left side of Assembly Square. Now to the right side. So the first level that goes over the main portion of Assembly Square, right here you have a dentist office. You have the dentist inside. You have a really cool dental chair that I've not ever built yet. And I thought that was a very nice touch, very cool to see. And I mean, just from a Lego perspective, I feel like they captured so much detail within a dental office. Very cool. Really like that. You even have a little waiting room into the dentist office. My personal favorite, however, with my photography and video background, right next to the dental office, you have a photography studio. You have the white backdrop. Thought that was very cool. The old-fashioned camera. Awesome, awesome build design. Really can't say enough about the way that they designed that old-fashioned camera. And then you have the photographer, the artsy minifigure standing back behind that, taking pictures of whoever. And then on the back side, you have a walkway to go to the next level, which once we put this back on, give me 1 second, sorry. Put that back on, we can move over to the top layer of Assembly Square. So the top apartment building, I guess, is the third level of Assembly Square. You have a bathroom with its door right there. You have the back entryway into the apartment. You have this really cool train set on top of a table. Very cool to build that. Wasn't really expecting anything of that nature when I was starting to build, and even the way that you put this table together, you do it in 2 pieces. So when you see it come together, it's really cool. And it's the minimal details that really stand out with Assembly Square that I thought were absolutely amazing. That you even get a little tunnel right there in the exit portion of the tunnel of the mountain. And you have the train, you have another train set right here. Very cool. But probably my second favorite thing that came with this build is something I'd never seen before or never seen done, and that's this couch. And it turns into a bed. It's a reclining couch that turns into a bed. And I thought that was so cool. And it's pretty easy to use and to pull in and out. Thought that was an awesome touch. Again, I've never seen that done before. So awesome detail with the apartment upstairs. And then to the side of that, which would go right above the photography studio, you have a kitchen, kind of an outdoor grilling area. You have a little tree plant. You have a stove. You have your kitchenware, and you have a nice little dining place to eat. Really cool pieces. Never seen those used before. Love the Thor hammers. Just a few weeks ago, I built the A-frame cabin, and they used this technique for the base of those. So I thought that was really cool to see again. But overall, really, really love the apartment add-on to the third floor. Thought that was very cool, very detailed. And again, it's a very difficult build. And as I go ahead and piece this part on, you can see the way that it comes together on the back with the staircases. From the downstairs, you have the stairs going up to the second level, stairs going up to the third level, and then the final piece is the roof of the final assembly square. Again, so detailed. The archways and the architecture details on this, absolutely beautiful. It makes sense why it costs $299. I know that's a high price for a lot of people, but you know, if you're able to afford it, I highly suggest getting this one, Assembly Square, because it is just so many details and can take you so long to build, and I think it's totally worth it. If we go ahead and put that on, that really brings the entire Assembly Square package to life. And then again on the details, you know, you have the rooster up the top. That was very cool. I love the archway, the peak of the building. And if you zoom out, you'll see the full package. Again, such a cool build. Again, it took me very long, 3 weeks. This is the longest it's ever taken me to build a Lego set. I did it partially because I really wanted to be slow and enjoy it, but I don't know how much of that was actually me taking my time as much as it was with it is such a difficult build. Totally worth it. Mentioned a couple of things I didn't like, mainly with the windows. I did think it was also going to be larger. It is a very bulky system and a bulky setup, which I do love because it's not flimsy, flexible. It feels like it can withstand a lot, but I did think it was going to be taller. As you can see behind it, you know, the police station is taller, but when you were building it, it definitely felt like it was going to be a very large, standing out type of build. And although it is very stand outish, I guess you could say, it's not as tall as I expected. But you know, I'm not gonna nitpick this thing because it is a beautiful piece, a beautiful centerpiece for my city, and I highly recommend anybody who is either building a mock city or just enjoys doing the modulars, don't let the price tag get in your way. It is completely worth it. Very happy with the build. And I think even with the couple downfalls that I had of it, mainly with the bag breakdown as well as those windows, you know, overall it is a absolute masterpiece. So now we can go ahead and find a spot for it in our city, which, as you can see, if you watched my last video, I talked about how Lowe's cut my board 7 inches too short, so it's not necessarily able to fit into my city just yet. But if I pull the hotel over just a bit, I'm able to slide it right back to where it will eventually live within my city. So that's ultimately what it'll look like. I'm gonna have a road system coming right here. You'll see the road there coming all the way down here. I'm gonna get a bigger board, but the ultimate goal is going to be looking at it from this perspective, assembly squares right in the middle on the long end with all of these modulars on the side street. So that's my take on Assembly Square, the newest modular that I've built. I've now completed all the modulars I can to date. I am in the near future going to get the Sanctum and be able to add that to my city. So for the next couple of episodes, we're going to be focusing on the road systems. I've been doing a lot of research. Most would even say a little too much research on how to create road systems with Mills plates, but I got a lot of cool ideas, got some inspiration from around the city that I live in. So we're going to be adding those over the next couple of weeks. But I hope you enjoyed my review on Assembly Square. If you did, please go ahead and drop a comment, tell me what you thought. If you own Assembly Square, let me know what you thought of the build, how you enjoyed it, what are your favorite aspects of it. Love to read the comments, love to get that discussion started. Thanks for watching. As always, stay creative, drop a sub if you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time.